Kind of busy at the park right now. See if I can get going. Oh, nice bikes. Very nice. Always adjusting the camera. Never stop. See? See, I always forget. Like, it looks good when I'm standing up, but then as soon as I'm leaned over on my bike, camera angle is not great. And it's another low light condition day, so I'm sure the video capture won't be great. When I'm rich, I'll buy a GoPro to do this. Well, welcome back to the channel. Talking like I got a big channel or something. I'm at Hunter's Creek today on the west side of the trails. I'm riding a Cannondale Habit HT2. This bike was just released this year by Cannondale. Hang on, oh, I got something going on with my helmet. I think my daughter played with my helmet. Yep. She took off the sweat padding. My daughter peeled it off. I bet it's still in the back of the truck. Doggone it. All right. So yeah, Cannondale just released this bike this year. It's been a big point of interest for a lot of riders. It's a very nice budget bike. One of my favorite channels, Hardtail Party, had a kind of a first look on the bike. He liked the geometry, liked the drivetrain, did not like the fork. I'm a really heavy rider, 260 pounds, and fork is, it's an air fork, it's an air sprung fork. It's got a lot of pressure in it to counter my weight. Sorry, I just got done with that uphill. So it's pretty stiff. I think I could probably a little air pressure out of it. I've had this bike for about a month, and I'm getting some excellent rides. The bike is a much better climber than my old bike, Cannondale Cujo 2. This bike is $1,450 retail. Somebody commented that this bike was on sale for $1,200. I think that's probably a really good deal. I'm loving the bike so far. Upgrades I'm gonna do for it, probably just a rear wheel when I can afford to. Today I plan to hit the jump line for you guys. Well, I'll get there. I'm not going to get there right away. What else about the bike? So my riding style is I'm slowly adopting a newer geometry bike, the riding style for a newer geometry bike. I am an old school biker. My hill climbs are sit down and spin, sit and spin. New geometry is, kind of stand up over your handlebars and pedal and kind of let the geometry of the bike do the work for you as far as balancing your weight across the wheels and getting that weight over the back tire that you need in order for that climb. When I can remember to do that, I climb great. My problem still is not getting quite enough weight over the back tire, or I lose traction. I'd like to upgrade the whole rear wheel, but definitely upgrade to a wider tire, maybe a 2.8. On Hardtail Party, a 3.0 will technically fit, but for a heavy rider like me, it's probably not a wise idea. Not enough clearance. But I'm super satisfied with the climbing of this bike. It is so good. I did it just there. I stood up, got my weight over the handlebars, and pedaled up that hill. Before, I would have just sat down and spun the cranks. There's a little jump. This bike has 64.5, 65 degree head tube angle, 76 or 77 degree, 77 or 76 degree seat tube angle. It has, oh look, you can't see it, but somebody's built kind of a lean-to shelter out of logs back in the woods. Looks pretty advanced. So anyways, the chainstays are rather long at 435 or 440 millimeters. I'm on a size large. The wheels that came with mine, the tires anyway, that came with mine, are, it's a DHF Minion on the front and a high roller in the rear. And I want to say front's a 2.6 and the rear's a 2.5. Let's stop and take a peek real quick. Oh, maybe it's on the side. Yeah. 29 by 2.5 up front. EXO casing. And on the rear is a high roller 2. 29 by 2.5. Max Terra 3C3 triple compound now. And the front EXO protection. It's not the triple compound. I don't know what really any of that means. I think it's about tire weight or tire threading. The thicker gauge of the rubber and tire, more durable tire. I don't really have a problem with too much grip unless it's wet out or the hill is beyond my skill to ride, which is not hard. I'm not a very high skill rider. I kind of fight this. I'm getting better at it, and every ride I get better at it, but I tend to start fighting the steering on this. I don't like that. Steering feels weighty and sluggish sometimes, and I can't turn it very quickly. Oh, this is super muddy. Lost balance. probably should not ride this trail when it's this muddy. That being said, this particular trail is always muddy, no matter how dry it's been. There's always puddles on this one. All right, go through it. What else? Yeah, the bike with the I'm used to riding 27 pluses, 27 and a half pluses. With this bike, I have 29s on this one. And yeah, they do roll faster. You can't deny that in almost all conditions. I think due to that size of that front tire and the slack head tube angle has got to be the cause of why I feel like I'm fighting the steering more than I used to on my Cujo. My Cujo was 27.5 and it also had like a 69 degree head tube angle, so really steep. Very quick, twitchy steering in comparison, which was fighting the steering, but in a different way. Like I'd oversteer constantly, like too sharp, too sharp, too sharp, too sharp. This one is like almost the opposite direction. I'm getting used to it now, so it's not nearly as bad. My shoulders, I had to strengthen my shoulders a little bit or adjust my riding style. I don't know, a little bit of both. To when my weight is up over the handlebars in a steep techie climb, I'm steering with my shoulder versus my triceps and biceps. Like, because when I'm up over my handlebars, I wind up using my arms as kind of the front suspension, or being ready to use my arms as front suspension, because my brain is not used to the slacker head tube angle. So my brain thinks I'm going to go OTB if I hit a bump. And my brain is still getting used to the fact that because this is a 5 degree slacker head tube angle, it's much harder to go over the handlebars. When I have hit something that stopped me dead in my tracks, I would have gone OTB on the Cujo. That doesn't happen on this. It more just like stops me dead, compresses the front suspension, and just I stop. And I don't go OTB. I stop and I compress my arms and chest muscles. I feel all kinds of strain, my chest, shoulders, and arms when I wind up getting stopped dead. I'm getting better so that doesn't happen as often. So many cycling experiences are going to be different for everybody, even if everyone's on the same trail, same bike. There's different strengths and weaknesses, different upper body and lower body strengths. So, yeah, really, it's one of those things that you got to get a lot. If you were rich, you'd test ride everything. Burping up dinner. You test ride everything on all the trails until you could pick out a bike. My Cujo was a 2019. Cannondale no longer makes it. It was the only bike I could walk out of the store with. I bought mine at the height of the pandemic. I bought it in the summer of 2020. And individual sports were skyrocketing in popularity, like biking and kayaking, because of the pandemic. it was difficult to get permission to go to public gyms and whatnot. There wasn't a lot of bike racks, and stores were empty. So the Cujo looked to be the best option for me to walk out of the store with. $1,300 later, got my Cujo 2, and I'm out on the trails. Had all kinds of initial issues with that. Mostly the derailleur issue, rear wheel issue. My derailleur on the Cujo, not on this, on the Cujo came loose, got caught. I shifted into the highest gear. Derailleur went too far, got caught in the spokes. Yanked the derailleur, broke the derailleur hanger, and the Cujo 2 was not front and rear, being a hardtail like this one, was not front and rear boost, just front boost. Yeah, there's a rear quick release with skewer. So that was a derailleur hanger. Anyways, when I took it in to get repaired, the bike shop I was working through couldn't get parts for it. So the bike shop mechanic, it smells like skunk in here. Oh, skunk got into a fight with something. Anyway, back to the story. The bike mechanic couldn't get parts, and parts were at the time in like indefinite back order. So he took the derailleur and I guess he compared it to another one on another bike, and he bent it back in shape, straightened all the little guards, the little metal guards that cover the wheels, straightened all that. Had to rethread my rear wheel because it ripped a spoke completely out of the wheel, pulled the nipple through the hoop, destroyed the rear rim. So I had to buy a new hoop, new spokes. I think the labor was actually covered under warranty from Cannondale. I can't remember. So I had to, do all that just to get back on my wheels again. Started this year. I took it in for a maintenance, and I needed to do a fork maintenance and general bike maintenance, clean up and tune. In the middle of cleaning up, the bike shop found that the frame had cracked by where the seat stays meet the seat post. Frame had cracked on those welds. I blame my my extra weight. I was like 280 pounds pedaling around on that bike. So it stood up to it for, 2 years. Almost 3. I mean, at some point I was riding that bike and I thought it had gotten really supple. It had, the bite going over bumps got way less. I wasn't sure if I was just a lighter rider or what. Well, turns out I cracked the frame. So anyways, I get to take this in for warranty. They don't make that bike anymore, so they offered 20% discount off wholesale. So 20% off wholesale, I get this bike for $900, a little over with tax. It's a brand new release. Everyone's curious about it. No, not a ton of information online or on YouTube about it. I take the plunge, buy it anyway. It's right in my wheelhouse as far as what I can afford. So here I am trying to relate some information to you. I'm very confident in the downhills on this. I can climb stuff I wasn't able to climb before on this. Told you I fight the steering a bit. Not so much anymore as I get used to it. Wish I had a wider tire for this muddy ass terrain. And so I could run low. If I had a wider tire, I could run lower pressures, cushion the blow. This has shorter cranks than my other bike, and a better bottom bracket drop, I think. See, there it goes. Couldn't turn my wheel. Got caught in the ruts. Was going too slow. I pedal strike way less. I was pedal striking constantly on my old bike, and this one, rare. It's only happened like twice since I've been riding it. This is my 7th or 8th ride, and I could guarantee to pedal strike multiple times on the Cujo every ride. Yeah, if I can ever afford it, I'll upgrade the rear wheel, hopefully to I want to do a Spanx fiber core. I've said that in other videos. High engagement hub. That one feeling, this one, I don't know, I feel like I don't need it as much on this one as I did on the Cujo. Maybe I just got used to riding the lower engagement of the Cujo, and now I'm used to riding this, and it made me better prepared to ride the lower engagement on this hub. That could be it, just a matter of familiarity. On that Cujo, I broke the hub twice. And I blamed the low engagement. Like, I would start to pedal and it would just be no resistance until the hub engaged, and I would pound onto those poles with tons of weight, right? And I used to be a gym rat, so my squat was 480 pound squat, and I would just pound onto those poles. And it didn't take long. I broke it twice in the first season I rode it. I got used to that, and I knew that there was not good engagement, and so I just would ease into the engagement of the hub instead of pounding into it. Oh, this is like really riding in the boondocks, this poor trail. This is too steep. This is very acute dive in and climb out. I would have made that if I had picked the right line. I have a Camelback again, and I'm not wearing it, and I wish I had water. That's a sign to turn around. I'm not sure how many miles. I'll have to take a look at Strava. Not sure how many miles this is. You know what? I forgot to activate Strava again. Dang it. I know when this is like a low light condition here, you can't tell on camera, except that the resolution seems to drop, and the motion gets really blurry. That's what I noticed in my last recording. And so this is like those conditions again. Lower light. So I'm sure the upload will be blurry. which is disappointing, which just means I need an action camera. Well, I have a hard time swinging the money for an action camera between paychecks. Yeah, folks, biking is, it's first in your own ideas, like, I just got to pay for the bike. But biking is not, if you're looking for an inexpensive hobby, biking is not it, buddies. Biking is not it. Well, given the economy, I don't want to get political, but given the economy, there's not really any inexpensive hobbies these days. Take the left fork here. I love this bike ride. This is like my normal path. Now I'm getting back into shape. I know I'm breathing heavy, but I'm not completely wiped out of energy. Getting better on the bike. Feels really good. There's a backpack laid out over a branch over there. I don't know. Somebody took it off, it got wrecked. They left it. They left it for a freebie, forgot it. How do you leave a backpack? It looked like it had a camelback. It had a water pouch in it. Now you can't tell these climbs are as steep as they are. That one, that's not a steep climb, but I blame the fact that I'm also talking. Here comes a nice downhill. Under the root, or under the big vine. Oh, one finger on each brake. Sorry, I know the footage is bouncy. I need an action camera with stabilization. Oh, flinging mud everywhere. I really needed to drop my seat. I forgot. I really felt, that downhill did not feel good with the seat crammed up between my legs. And when I realized that was the reason why I didn't feel as safe, I was like, dang it, if you have a dropper post, use it. All this new school technology. Back in my day, there was no dropper posts and we liked it that way. I love those log ups and downs. Checking the camera angle. All right, take the left. Remember the first time, I had no idea where I was the first time I came down this trail. This particular trail didn't exist when I first took this on my bike, on an old bike I had. A long time ago, many years ago, a friend of mine donated, he bought this full suspension for very cheap. It was a giant XS1 full suspension. I think it retailed for like $1,200 brand new. You know, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, which was $7,000 today, something like that. Anyway, he donated to me. I brought that bike out here and I went down on a trail that they're now trying to decommission in that same hill climb, just a little 100 feet or so farther uphill. Oh, this particular hill climb right here used to be almost impossible for me to do on my Cujo. On this, It was actually relatively easy. Can you hear me breathing real heavy? There's a gas line trail and the access road that follows the gas line trail. We cross it. Yeah, anyway, I took that Giant to get overhauled. It needed full suspension. I wanted to keep it as backup. So I bought that Cujo, and then I took that Giant in to a little tiny bike shop. There's a little tiny hole in the wall bike shop. I brought that back in there, and the guy has it for like 6 months. And I call him and I ask him where my bike's at. He goes, it's not ready yet. I'm waiting on parts. Fair enough. Pandemic, whatever. I'm not gonna go down there. I want to, but it's all, once you go down that hill, the only way out is to come up one of those steep ass hill climbs that I can't barely do. So I'm gonna stay up here on the ridge. Don't hear from him for another 6 months. Call him. No messages, nothing. Bike shop's locked up and closed, has been for months on end. Never see the bike again, it's gone. That was like 2 years ago. So, yeah, I don't know what else. So last time I do that, I was just I thought maybe I was helping the guy out, giving him some business. And I never see my damn bike again. I'm in so much better shape. I caught my breath relatively quickly. When I caught COVID in the late winter, early spring of 2020, it wrecked me, man. Like, I can't tell you how bad. I couldn't breathe, had pneumonia in both lungs. I couldn't go up a half a flight of stairs without having to stop and rest. I just couldn't catch my breath. And it's been since then. It's 2023 now. That was 2020, so 3 years. I want to say last year was the first season of biking. I felt like my breathing had gotten back to where it was before I had COVID. I feel like it took that long to heal up correctly. Yeah, man, COVID took me down hard. It's one of those guys that's real proud of his continuous and good health. You know, never really got sick. You know, never injured my body. Worked hard jobs, did construction and pipe laying and underground, all kinds of stuff. Lifted heavy things my whole life. Never took an injury. COVID just laid me low, man. Whew. This is just a fun, flowy downhill, easy to dodge and absorb roots. Ah, this is so fun right now. So fun. Oh, we'll take a left here. I'll show you the old, there's an old foundation here. Look at this. I don't know what this was. I mean, I know it was a house or something at some point. It's been here ever since I've been biking here. Obviously, longer. So there used to be, the main trail of this used to be an old road, so I don't know, when, like back in the 20s maybe? I've had video and pictures of this foundation before, but It's the first time I'm gonna get it on my YouTube channel, I think. So let's climb back up here. All right. So anyway, I talked about the bike, right? Checklist, talked about the bike, talked about the things I'm gonna upgrade. I don't know if I'll upgrade the fork. I don't really have the money for that. I don't have money for any upgrades, really. Not unless I manage to get, I don't know, 10,000 subscribers and 1 million views, which is never gonna happen. It's like winning the lottery, you know? Statistically, not gonna happen. What was I gonna say? Bunny hop. So I guess the longer chainstays on this are to promote a more stable ride down aggressive trails, or let's see if I can get up this. Oh yeah, let's go. Yes, this feels like a way more efficient ride than the Cujo. I'd only ever made this climb once or twice on the Cujo. It was hard. This climb on this bike, I can't believe I'm still talking to you. It's how much easier it is. Even picking a bad line like I did back there and still managing to stay on my pedals. Yeah, much better climbs. Coming up to the jump path. I want to get some good video of this for you guys. It's going to be dark in there. The quality of the video is not going to be great. Sorry. But I gotta do it. For the views. Guess we'll take that left, then that tree fell over and you can't take that way no more. They haven't wanted to clear the tree. Here it comes. Oh, brakes, brakes, brakes. Lots of brakes. Oh, fast. Whee! Right? Down to the creek. What a fun bike ride. Let's pedal back up there a ways and see if I can get good video of what it looks like to come down. At half zoom, the camera's gonna flatten out these angles so it doesn't look as steep as it is. That's just kind of what cameras do. In my younger days, climb up this hill, climb it. In my younger days, I would have sessioned this and just sessioned. Pedaled uphill, gone back down, pedaled uphill, gone back down, pedaled uphill, and just done it again and again. I don't know if you can tell how steep that is. That's what I came down though. I think I'll pause the vid. Oh, maybe I'll take a picture of it. See if I can do that. Okay. It doesn't seem to be a way to take a good picture of it I'll have to take a still. I'm gonna take this left path over here though. Ah, what a fun. That is so steep. See that platform up there? Never touch that. Yeah, those are routes people take, jumps, and that's just insanity. You have to, those kids that do that, they got balls. They got balls. That's all I'll say. Or maybe I should say like Betty White. Huge vagina, huge vaginas. Why a vagina over balls? What did Betty White say? She goes, balls are sensitive. You barely touch them, and the owner goes into fits of pain. Vaginas, on the other hand, take a pounding all day. And the owner likes it. So, there you go. It cracks me up. Oh, it's been a minute since I've taken this path. No, I don't think I've ever made this. I stood a good chance and my wheel spun. Deep breaths. Oh. I really have to start stretching more. You know you have no flexibility when you kick your leg over your seat, over your top bar, and your plantar fascia feels the stretch. Oh, I don't want to go down that way. I want to go up that way. I wonder if that part of the trail has been deleted on purpose. We'll go see. See if I can pedal up this. This is so fucking steep. Getting started on this kind of a hill is not fun. What is this? What is this little path? What is this? Deer trail? What is this? Oh. I just pedaled my way into nothing that exists anymore anyway. I'm pretty proud of myself for that. It's really steep. Getting back on my bike there was really hard. I think this trail is all but defunct. No maintenance on this. It's been a long time since I've taken this trail, and apparently it's been a long time since anybody else has. Hard riding of the brakes. I wonder why my brakes wear out so quick. I can't figure it out. Oh. Nope. Whew. See what I'm talking about? That's a wipeout. That's why I don't pedal up that no more. And they need to bridge that or make a new path farther down that feeder, closer to the creek. It'd be a pain in the ass of an uphill ride, but that part of the path is almost no longer rideable safely. I mean, I know none of this is there. I know there's a certain amount of risk out here on bike, but that's a little sketchier than I think most people care to experience. All uphill from here, boys. I hate seeing trash out here. Balloon. No, it's not popped. I don't know if you saw the balloon in the video down in the ravine. Okay, I'm not going down there. Staying up top. But means the uphill doesn't stop. Keep climbing. When I was fitter, I'd go up that part where it was even steeper. I'm just happy to keep pedaling. I haven't had to foot down and walk yet. I'm taking this really slow. You can hear me breathing. More uphill. Oh, my lungs are burning. My legs are burning. This is still uphill, but not as steep. So it's kind of a rest. I swear, single track mountain biking is better than Tabatas. I'm drenched in sweat. My shirt's completely dark with sweat. I keep having to wipe or shake sweat off of my brow. Helmet doesn't help. You need to have little battery powered fans in your helmet. All right, I'm sure they already exist, and if they don't, somebody needs to invent it. Oh, my legs are spaghetti now. Am I still recording here? Looks like it. Yeah, I'm avoiding those little logs. Saving on the backside a little bit. But you can't avoid this part. All uphill, still going uphill. I mean, there's some level spots or not as steep spots where you can kind of catch your breath because you're not exerting so much energy, but it's all uphill and I'm still going. Some of you guys, there's nothing. Like, yeah, pedaled a 45-degree angle for an hour and a half, it's just fine. Meanwhile, I was fat New York kid, Midwestern kid, really. From the land of the flat. I don't mean the women, I mean a landfall. This is as hilly as I could ever ask for. In person, it's, it's a lot hillier. It looks a lot better. Isn't that always the saying? Looks better in person. The way I ride this trail is starts out uphill and ends uphill. So, that old parents cliche, uphill both ways. Yeah, went left uphill, came back uphill. Whoa. A little steel culvert bridge is rusting through. Slowly but surely. And if your name is Shirley, I'm not talking about you. Oh, I'm tired. There's more satisfaction pedaling all the way up that uphill. I know you probably don't recognize it, but I came down this hill and went to the right. My right. It was the left when I came down it. This little fork connects to a trail that I was on near the start of the ride. I had video of all this, but instead of at 0.5 to 1 zoom, it was 1-to-1 zoom. So when I was standing up or pedaling, the camera angle is really acute by comparison. A very narrow field of view. And I didn't realize that the elevation of the camera was so low that when I stood up, all you could see was my front tire. I'm gonna set my YouTube video for chapters on this one, and you can watch the downhill area, or hopefully I don't whip out here. It'll be ugly on cam. I think I lost the spoke. That's a fun downhill. Oh, let's pick up the pace. Taller gear. Hill climb is not so steep, at least in this spot. I love this little switchback climb. I don't know if I've ever climbed up this, but I've gone down it a lot. Surprised they haven't made a... Oh no, it looks like it would be difficult to make a downhill down there that goes down there. Oh, shoot, I stopped at a bad spot. Stopped right on some rocks. Kind of a steep uphill. Let's go. Stay on the trail. I think you can make that a downhill that goes and connects up down there somewhere. Oh, maybe that's too high. Oh, no, I gotta stop. Always dinging with the damn camera angle. How about that? I can barely tell when I'm adjusting the angle. Anyway, thanks to the nice larger field of view. Ah, yes. Almost home. Got to keep your speed up around that corner. If you come in too slow, I'm always sketched out. That's a pretty steep ravine, and if you fall to the inside, you could be going down into that ravine, ass over tea kettle. My family came with me. So I'm gonna see if I can see them. They're supposed to be down by the creek somewhere. I might already be back at the truck. I don't hear my daughter. I feel like she'd be super loud. It's pretty dead quiet. I don't know if you can see how neat it is down there in the trails and stuff. I don't know if you can see that bridge through the woods there. Oh, 5X is not working. Here's 1X. Here's 0.5X. And that's what I film in. I think somebody's out on these trails, or maybe they're out on private land, but I can hear a power sports engine. What's that? All right. They're probably back up at the truck. Anyways, this is the trail that will take me directly back to the parking lot. Hope you had a good ride with me. I hope I gave you some information on the Cannondale Habit HT2. It's holding up pretty good under my weight, so I'm happy with that. I haven't had any drivetrain issues with it yet. I think I got to take it in and have the spokes tightened. I think I already need a rear brake pads, or maybe I need to add hydraulic fluid. But it's been a great ride so far. I don't have a lot to compare it to, but it's sketchy, this little culvert crossing. All right, almost back to the truck. Oh, it's still there. I'll have to go find my family. Probably down at the creek still. Maybe fighting bugs. Oh, wait. No, they're waiting in the truck for me. All right. see my daughter bouncing in the window. Look at her go. All right. Signing off. You're probably going on YouTube.